This won't even be worth watching.
Hello, this is OptimusSolo, and welcome to the 95th chapter in our Powers of GRAYSKULL series. With me, begrudgingly, into this Masters of the Universe franchise once again is TFG1Mike.
Holy fuck, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Apparently, Mike is ready for another trip to space. So
no, I'm really not.
You're buckled in. We've kidnapped you. You're held hostage. You're coming no matter what. So stow away into the trip to space. That's what you are. In this episode of Masters in Space, we'll be giving you our thoughts on the next 3 episodes of the series, which would be episode 37, The Test of Time, episode 38, 4 Ways to Sundown, and hey, we're almost to episode 40, episode 39, The Sherriff of Gorn City. So whether you're ready or not, it's time to go back to space.
Hell no.
We won't go.
That's right.
All right, first up today is episode 37, The Test of Time. Written by Rick Merwin, air date of September 24th, 1990. Skeletor kidnaps the spaceship of Traylus. Traylus is an old friend of Master Cebrian and wants to aid in the battle against the mutants. Master Cebrian is impressed of the determination of the friend of the same age that he is and wants to accompany him on his campaign. Cebrian wants to go on an adventure. What do you think of that premise?
I mean, old people can do stuff too, but I mean, Cebrian doesn't look like he's ready for adventuring.
No, he does not. They don't look the same age. They're supposed to be the same age. They don't look the same age.
Nope.
I will say that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I'm all down for seeing somebody from somebody's past. Like that's an episode that could be some backstory, could be some character development for Cebrian, could be learning some more about his past. So on the surface, I'm down with the plot. So we'll have to take a break and see if the plot was executed good, bad, or ugly. We ended on a bad note last episode. Let's see what we start with today.
Kid?
Yes?
Shut up.
Beyond the Night is the GCRN's latest review podcast. We are covering everything in the Knight Rider television universe, from the classic 80s TV series to the 1991 reunion film Team Knight Rider, and the 2008 relaunch series as well. So join TFG1Mike and Dion the Music Man as they go in depth and Beyond the Night only on Geekcast Radio Network. You can find Beyond the Night in iTunes and on www.geekcastradio.com.
Kid?
Yes, Michael.
Just keep driving.
All right, good and bad moments for the first episode, episode 37 day. What did you like about Cebrian and Traylus?
I mentioned it last week, and we talked about it last week about the potential change in production or whatever. That was a long transformation sequence.
Yeah,
very. I put it in my Palace of Eternos moments because I don't necessarily dislike it. Again, it's more of a change of what we were already seeing, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of long now. Okay then. Also, Traylus reminds me of Groon the Destroyer from Thundercats.
I can see that.
And he is also the voice actor voiced the King of Videoland in Captain and the Game Master. He was Lana's father that was stuck in the mirror world. I recognized that voice immediately when I heard Traylus' voice.
Interesting.
Yep.
I like the idea that we have someone from Cebrian's past, like I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
Skeletor also had a funny line, "I might lie, but my bones never do."
Yeah.
So I liked that line, but other than that, really nothing too much stood out on this episode. So, Power Swords or Havoc Staffs for you?
I will say that, making a quick stop at Snake Mountain, this episode was great until the scientist showed up after the action scene. That was just no. I'll give a Power Sword to Traylus. I liked him as a character. He wasn't... Originally, I thought he was going to be that pirate character kind of thing that shows up and double-crosses everybody, and like I said, he was more of like a Groon the Destroyer light, because he still did the right thing. He didn't do the wrong thing, so I'll give one to him, and Skeletor always gets one anyway. Just because.
I agree with the Traylus part. I liked him as a character. I also give one to Cebrian for, I guess, trying to be more active and trying to do something besides just sit at home. But yeah, he should just sit at home. But I like the two interactions between the guys, so I'll give one to each of them. For episode rating, where are you at?
3.5.
Wow, you're positive on this one. I for some reason was a little bored by this episode. I liked some of the setup, but I don't know. Maybe I was just spoiled by some good episodes the last couple podcasts. But I'm at a 2.5 on this one, right in the middle. Not good, not bad. So a 2.5 and a 3.5 to start. See which way it goes from here as we start making our way towards the sundown of this entire series. Hopefully, episode 38 coming up next.
No sundown jokes, please. No. Like, if you're going to do that joke, I'm going to insert Gordon Lightfoot right here.
I can see her lying back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs.
Next up today is episode 38, 4 Ways to Sundown. September 25th, 1990, written by Jack Olesker. The Galactic Guards and the mutants remember at the same time the Battle of the Quagmire Swamp. Their views of the battle are very different, and the tale told is very different from what actually occurred. 4 Ways to Sundown, 4 different takes on what happened at the Quagmire Swamp. We have Flog, we have Slushhead, we have Flipshot, and we have Hydran, all telling very different versions of this historic battle. What do you think?
The only good thing about this episode, not that it ended, but what happened at the end. I wonder if he ever has to go through. Like, that was the best thing of this episode, is the two of He-Man and Skeletor side by side. I wonder if he has to go through this. Like, the rest of it, lamest episode ever. Jack Olesker, oh my god, like, I thought he was bad before. This is the worst.
Yeah, I feel like this could be done in a way that would be good. Like, you could give us this and get a lot of character development, and we could learn more about, like, the personalities of a couple people based on their version of the story. Or if it was more of, like, a mystery as far as trying to figure out something about it, and we're getting, like, different views. I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Vantage Point, but, you know, where there's an event that happens and we get to see it from different angles, but we're not quite sure what the truth is.
Yeah.
But there's never any mystery, there's never any intrigue, there's never any really interest in what actually happened or not, because it's not that important of a battle. It doesn't seem like there's no stakes involved, and instead we just get 4 different tellings of the exact same story, just each one of them's arrogant and egotistical and wants to put him as the hero.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you mentioned the Vanishing Point. I will mention something that happened, when did this air date happen?
90. September.
So 2 or 3 years later, in Batman the Animated Series, they had an episode called POV, and it was basically this same thing, except it was Detective Harvey Bullock and 2 other officers. All 3 people had basically this same premise. You know, each of them had their own viewpoint of what happened in the episode and how they perceived Batman to be, and that was better executed than this. Of course, it's Batman the Animated Series. Comparing that to this crappy show, there's no comparison whatsoever, but it's one of those things where this was done horribly. Like, this, as you just said, it was just to make out whoever was telling the story to be the hero and everyone else to be the wimp. And making He-Man look like the wimp in any light? Come on! Give me a break. This is a show about He-Man, not about other people.
Yeah, that was the jarring part. Like,
yeah.
I would have got it if Flipshot made himself out to be the hero and Hydran out to be the coward. And then if Hydran did the reverse, but to also make He-Man the villain or the coward seemed weird. I'm just getting right into the moments here, but it just comes across, when you do it this way and you don't have any of the intrigue or any of the stakes, it just comes across as like a filler episode. It's like when you have a live action TV series or even a cartoon, I guess, that has that episode that's just a recap of other episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that shows up like The Voice does it all the time. I know that's reality TV, but where they're like, oh, here's all the highlights of the battle rounds. Like, okay, this is just an episode that I don't need to watch. Like,
Yeah.
that's what this comes across as. It's too much time killer, too much filler, and they don't do it in an interesting way because they don't even do it into a point where there's going to be character development because they just make everybody an egotistical, arrogant prick.
Yep.
So it's not like, oh, Slipshot. I'm going to keep saying that. Flipshot. It's not like Flipshot is arrogant and Hydran has some other personality trait that they're going to highlight and Slushhead has something else that they're going to highlight. They're all just, we're the hero and everybody else is a coward. So it's just poorly executed. And, I mean, this could be done in an interesting way, but...
It's not.
Yeah, like I like the idea that everybody sees something different and they're going to have a different take or a different witness, take, if it's like at a crime, you interview a bunch of different witnesses, they're all going to see something a little bit different. Like, that's cool if that was actually part of this, but that's not. It's literally the same thing 4 times with different characters doing the things.
Yep.
So this is a boring episode. This was a failed attempt at a bunch of stuff that did have potential. Well, I don't know. Do you feel anything different?
No, this had no potential whatsoever. Like, the way this was written, the way it was executed, as I already said for Snake Mountain Moments, lamest episode ever. Like, it's bad, but it's not the worst episode, but it's close.
It's not good.
No,
It's
not good at all. The only reason that I gave it the rating I'll give it that we'll talk about in a minute is because of the one moment I already mentioned. Power Swords, Havoc Staffs, what do you got?
I got a Havoc Staff to Flipshot and Hydran because I'm just starting to be annoyed by them. Give me the Tuscador, give me Sagittar, give me some of these other characters because I really don't like Flipshot and Hydran anymore. Especially on this episode, they both come across as whiny little brats that are, like I said, egotistical, arrogant, whatever it might be. And whether that's true for the whole series or just in this episode makes me not like them.
Yeah, no. I have Havoc Staffs for everyone besides He-Man and Skeletor, and I have Power Swords for He-Man and Skeletor because of the ending of the episode.
Yeah. Like I said, I like the idea that they're going to get different takes on the story. I like the idea that it could be
it was just the execution that sucked.
Yeah, character development could have been here. A lot of different things that failed. So I give this one a 1.5. What do you give it? 1. All right, so not a good episode here. So we've had one kind of middle of the road, one bad. Let's see what we go to next. Episode 39. Our thoughts coming up after the break.
Next.
All right, last episode of today, episode 39, The Sherriff of Gorn City, September 26, 1990. Once again, written by Jack Lesker. Skeletor appoints Flipshot the Sheriff of Gorn City. He wants to support He-Man's friend in his office until he has his confidence, then spring a deadly trap that He-Man's going to have to come save Flipshot from. So we're in Gorn City. Flipshot's going to be the new sheriff, and it's all a trap. What do you think?
It's horrible. It's worse than the last episode.
I disagree.
No, this is worse than the last episode. Making Flipshot the main character and making him look like the good guy.
The difference is we only get one telling of the story, and last episode we got 4 tellings of the story.
Yeah.
Each one worse than the last. So that's why I don't feel like this one's as bad. I do think it's a stupid plot. It's a stupid premise as far as being in Gorn City and having Flipshot the sheriff. And I don't know what kind of plan this is from Skeletor. This seems weird to me, but it's a dumb plot that's just like an ability for Jack Lesker to once again create a new environment or go back to another environment off-world where he has something about Westerns that he likes and something about Star Wars that he likes because he tries to do one or the other or both in every episode.
Yep.
So it's a dumb premise, I'll give you that. But I don't think it's as bad as seeing 10 minutes worth of an episode repeated 4 times like we got in last week's episode. But we'll see. There could be some specifics that kind of stand out in this episode. So what did you like or dislike here? I assume you didn't like very much.
Yeah, no. As I said, this episode was even worse than the last one because they try to make Flipshot be the cocky... They basically try to Huckleberry Hound him, and Huckleberry Hound is a much better character than Flipshot. I mean, this is like, they try to make him the steely, blue-eyed stranger type, and it's like, no, don't do that. And it's like, Skeletor's like, oh, well, this all revolves around Flipshot being the hero. I'm like, no. This is all just to get He-Man into a trap, really, seriously? Come on. You people are better than this.
I thought were made of sterner stuff.
No, fuck you, no, it's not even worth that, no.
I did like Meliak coming back. We got a recurring character here that we've seen before, so that was kind of cool, and it kind of tied into a friend that He-Man was able to make back in the day that started out to be possibly an enemy, so I did like him coming back. And I do like Flog and Skeletor laughing with each other. Like, they were laughing and making the other person laugh. Like, that was kind of interesting to see between those two characters, as they were kind of, Flog was basically acting and giving a line of BS to Flipshot and He-Man, etc.
Yeah.
And he was trying not to crack up, and Skeletor's cracking up in the background, and then when it's all done, they're like go on this little tirade with it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that was funny.
That was good. But now this episode, once again, and I like Spinwit better than Flipshot and Hydran a little tiny bit, but again, add him to the mix of people that are coming off as arrogant, because when he comes into town in Gorn City, he is acting like he's, hot shit as well, just like Flipshot. So I don't like that they're making all these Galactic Guardians come off as arrogant pricks.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so for that reason, I'm going to add. I already had given a Havoc staff last episode to Flipshot and Hydran, so now I'm going to give one to Spinwet, because don't do that. You're better than that. You're supposed to be the Galactic Guardians. You're supposed to be more morally and ethically upstanding, and you're not. So any rewards or awards for you?
Havoc staffs, everyone except Flog and Skeletor. Power swords, Flog and Skeletor. Because even He-Man was bad in this.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't do that.
I know. Gorn City, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Gorn City can go away.
Yeah, Gorn City can just go the hell away. And I know I can't do this, but I wrote this down anyway. If I could give this, I would give it 10 zeros. Because, oh my god, this episode was so bad. At least the last episode had that one line with the two of them at the end that made it deserve a 1. This does not deserve any fucking thing whatsoever to me.
See, I don't feel the same way. I thought the last episode was way worse. Like, the last episode was complete garbage. Like I said, we got to see 7 minutes repeated 4 times. And this episode, at least Meliak was cool, and Skeletor and Flog were entertaining. I just don't understand the episode, so that's kind of why I'm not as high on it, but as I could be. But I'm going to give it a 2. I don't think it's a 0. I think it's below average, but it's not as garbage as the last episode was for me. So, all right, that's it for today. Not super positive like we have been seeing lately, so let's see if we're giving up after the break.
Hi, this is Gary Chalk, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Do you like retro cartoons? Then Saturday Morning Rewind is the podcast for you. Join them each month as they talk about classic cartoons and interview legendary voice actors like Jim Cummings.
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Corey Burton.
Sometimes toys can be so flighty.
Rob Paulson.
Sure, Blaine, but how are we going to find chaps our size?
Nancy Cartwright and many more.
Eat my shorts.
So grab a bowl of Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
Put on your hammer pants. Go to SaturdayMorningRewind.com. And be prepared to feel like a kid again. Once again, that's SaturdayMorningRewind.com. Saturday Morning Rewind was voted best podcast ever by its host, Tim Nidell. So it's gotta be good.
On the Simplistic Reviews podcast, we talk movies. We talk TV. We talk.
Hello, Julie, what the heck are you doing?
Trying to make our spots sound more exciting by adding explosions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have got the point across with sound effects, not the real thing.
Download the show on iTunes or at simplisticreviews.blogspot.com.
I'm sure your insurance company will cover that.
No, they won't.
No, they probably won't.
Because the world needs another movie podcast. The Geekcast Radio Network presents for your listening pleasure the Cinema Geek.
Hosted by Amanda, Kevin, Matt, and Dan.
Each week we dive headfirst in the landscape of movies as we discuss movie news, play movie games,
go in-depth on reviews,
and even have a top 10 countdown or two.
Also, don't miss our director retrospective series, where we review noted directors' movies, film by film.
Bottom line is, if you love movies and love podcasts, you need to experience the Cinema Geeks.
You can find us on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, or GeekCastRadio.com.
Welcome back to the new adventures of He-Man.
Alright, folks, we are back here on Powers of Grayskull series, Masters in Space. It can't get any worse than this, right?
Yeah. It can always get worse.
Sure as hell ain't getting any better.
Well, maybe this was just a blip on the radar. Maybe we had a bunch of good episodes. Now this is Jack Lesker got a couple episodes in. Now we can go back to having good episodes after this.
Let's hope, because holy crap.
It's my hope. I gotta hold out hope, because we have like 25 episodes left of this. Or something, 35 episodes. I don't know, there's a lot of episodes. What are we on, 30? We're almost at 40, so we got about 25 episodes left to cover. And I don't want it to be all like this one.
Yeah, no.
Give me more Tuscador.
Yeah.
Give me more villains. Good lord. Well, we haven't seen shit from Quake and all the other people. Nothing.
Nope. It's all been Skeletor and Flog and
Slushhead. That's it.
Oh God, Slushhead. Like, why does anybody like that guy?
That's like, it's weird too, because Merman was one of my favorite characters in the Filmation series as far as the villains, and I guess this is their version of Merman, and I don't like him at all.
It's horrible. Like, no.
Yeah. Not good.
Not good at all. Thank you for listening to the episode today. If you'd like to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show, there are several ways to do so. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on this and all of our other episode posts. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow at Pow of Grayskull for the show Twitter, at Geekcast Radio for all the other network updates. I am at TFG1Mike. What is your Twitter?
At OptimusSolo.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. We hope you enjoyed our discomfort today, and don't forget to join us on our next uncomfortable adventure when we take a look at the next episodes, which include the new wizard in town. Oh no. The Nemesis Within. Hey, leave Megatron's ship out of this. And the He-Fan. Oh god.
Dun dun dun.
For now, I am TFG1Mike with
Make It Stop, OptimusSolo.
By the power, for the honor, way of the magic, power of the good, whatever the hell, I don't know.
We'll get it eventually.
Get us the hell out of here.
Scotty, beam us up.
Yeah, really. Scotty, beam us to hell. Oh, wait, we're already there.